This is Valley News Live at 5.
Hello again, everyone. As forecasted by our first alert storm team, the northern part of the valley was going to get more snow in these early stages of a 3-day weather happening. This is video from our Home of Economy sky cam from Devil's Lake that was shot a couple of hours ago. Let's throw it over to Hutch Johnson, our chief meteorologist, who has the very latest on what's going on now and what's to come tonight. Hutch?
Mike, thank you so much, and good evening, everyone. As we head into the evening, the snow has been at times just a little flaky here in the FM area, but up north in Bemidji, thanks so much to Heidi for sharing this photo. This was the first thing in the morning and what they woke up to. So it snowed overnight enough to accumulate on areas, and we do have snow that is taking place up north. That snow is making its way towards us. Let's get right to the details and how much you can expect by tomorrow in the afternoon. That's right, it snows all the way overnight, then starts exiting off to the east. The snow will be most prolonged and heaviest in north central Minnesota. There'll be a band of heavy snow, 3 to 8 inches. Isolated spots could pick up 10. Notice here in the southern valley, we got this light blue shade. I think a trace to up to 3 inches. We'll ramp it up as we go down toward the Sisseton Hills. And look at this. From the northern valley, northeast North Dakota, 3 to 8 inches for many, very close to you in the Grand Forks area as well. So significant snow, not for everybody, but for some. When will it get here? Well, it's making a dive southward right now. Snow making its way through Grand Forks as it transitions to all snow from rain over the last few scans. As we get into the 6 to 7 o'clock hour, that snow chance increases here as it is right now on the I-29 corridor. We'll have hour-by-hour details on the snow's track, the timing, when it exits your area, and then we'll have an update on our Clipper system for Saturday. As Mike alluded to, 3 days, 3 first alert weather days beginning tonight. Details in a few moments. Mike?
All right, thanks so much, Hutch. New at 5, a 35-year-old woman arrested for DUI after driving her car into a building. Authorities say Jessica Estrada hit the State Farm building in Mayville shortly after 2 this morning. Besides DUI, she was also charged with driving under suspension and having no insurance. She was not injured. A 9th person has died from her injuries following the crush of concert goers at the Astro World Festival in Houston on Friday. An attorney for that victim's family made the announcement today and said that the 22-year-old passed away last night. At least one other person is still in critical condition with injuries from the surging crowd at rapper Travis Scott's Astro World Festival performance. A day after open emotion from the witness stand and anger from the judge directed at prosecutors, the trial of Kyle Rittenhouse continued in Kenosha, Wisconsin today. There was fallout from the explosive day before in court, still hanging over the high-profile case, which the judge indicates could go to the jury soon. Jay Gray has the very latest.
Correct. I have. And that's by using the...
Today's lead witness for the defense, a use of force expert, isolating video that he says shows Kyle Rittenhouse fired his rifle in self-defense when he shot and killed 2 protesters and wounded a 3rd.
The whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Some of the video from the cell phone and body cam of independent journalist and blogger Drew Hernandez, who told the jury from his perspective Rittenhouse was not the aggressor that night.
Did you observe him acting in an aggressive manner to anyone that you observed?
In no way, shape, or form. The first time I saw Kyle, he actually de-escalated a situation.
Help you God.
Yes.
You may be seated.
Supporting the teenager's testimony a day earlier, when Rittenhouse at one point appeared to break down while talking about what he later describes as an attack when pushed by prosecutors.
Everybody that you shot at that night you intended to kill, correct?
I didn't intend to kill them. I intended to stop the people who were attacking me.
Rittenhouse on the stand for hours, the line of questioning from the state sparking anger and multiple reprimands from Judge Bruce Schrader.
This was the subject of a motion. I'm well aware of that. And the court left the door open.
For me, not for you.
My understanding of
You should have come and asked for reconsideration. You did.
The defense has asked for a mistrial. That ruling could come tomorrow when the judge says he hopes testimony will end. Jay Gray and
NBC News is now reporting that the jury will get this case on Monday. North Dakota's House has banned a bill banning critical race theory from being taught in North Dakota schools. The bill describes it as the theory that racism is not merely the product of individual bias or prejudice, but that racism is systematically embedded in American society and the American legal system to facilitate racial inequality. Those who voted against it argued that there should be more time to debate and study possible effects this kind of law would have on schools. They questioned how serious a law can be without any authority to it. The bill is headed to the state Senate, where it's expected to be taken up tomorrow. Starting January 1st, working mothers in Minnesota will get paid for lactation breaks. Minnesota is just the third state to ensure mothers aren't docked pay to breastfeed. Federal law requires reasonable break time, but no compensation. Only Illinois and Georgia have similar laws. In Indiana, only state employees are required to get paid for lactation breaks. People across the country are honoring those who put their lives on the line for our nation. On this Veterans Day, the National World War II Memorial held a special ceremony. Our Washington News Bureau David Aide was there.
Wreaths still stand here at the National World War II Memorial following the ceremony on Veterans Day morning. I spoke with a veteran and an organizer about what made this ceremony special. Under the Washington Monument's shadow, a color guard presents the U.S. flag. Thursday morning's ceremony honoring veterans was put on by the National Park Service and Friends of the World War II Memorial.
Mr. Maravelli.
And included 5 World War II veterans like Robert Maravelli, a Navy torpedo specialist who shared stories with us about some of the combat he saw.
We kept shooting, they were shooting us, we were shooting them.
Maravelli, who was born to a coal miner in Ohio, says he joined the Navy at 17 years old and originally wanted to serve on submarines, but was assigned to torpedo boats.
We had to get off, it was going to blow up. We had a fire, so the other boat came in and we jumped.
I asked Maravelli what it meant to be part of Thursday's ceremony.
I really appreciate this whole thing.
Sam Smith, a spokesman for the Friends of the World War II Memorial, says it was special having veterans return for the Veterans Day ceremony after the COVID-19 pandemic made it unsafe for them to take part last year. Smith says the ceremony is not just for those who attended, but for the more than 16 million men and women who served the U.S. in World War II.
We hope that the impact of this commemoration honors every World War II veteran and every veteran that's in our great country.
The ceremony capped with wreaths being laid to honor the more than 400,000 Americans and 60 million people worldwide who died in the war. In Washington, I'm David Aide.
It's been a very special day at Arlington National Cemetery. This year, Veterans Day coincides with the 100th anniversary of the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. To mark this hallowed occasion, a special procession marched through the grounds, and each branch of the military also marked the day with flyovers. President Biden also took part in a wreath-laying ceremony. Back here at home, North Dakota lawmakers took a moment today to recognize their colleagues who served in uniform. Representative Lawrence Clement from New Rockford spoke about his grandfather, who served and returned home after the Great War. The special session offered a rare opportunity for lawmakers to gather to honor each other on Veterans Day. And this was an extra special day today for a World War II veteran. Lieutenant Delvin Owen turned 98 years old today. He was honored this morning at the Fargo Air Museum. He enlisted in the U.S. Navy back in June of 1943, completed basic training in Florida, and was assigned to the naval base in Hawaii, where he was a test pilot. He was discharged in December of 1945. He says his proudest moment was getting his wings, learning to navigate, and learning Morse code. And you can spend $15 to honor a veteran in return. Colorado Honors is a charity that raises money to lay wreaths on vets' graves, and it's expanding to fundraise for Fort Snelling in Minnesota, which is one of the largest military cemeteries in the U.S. Minnesota Honors is supporting wreaths across America to decorate as many graves as possible.
The sight of these beautiful Christmas wreaths on white marble gravestones is just very heartwarming to see. And it's a statement from the people, from grateful Americans, that they'll never be forgotten.
Wreaths Across America Day is December 18th. That's when the wreaths will be laid. You can donate to Wreaths Across America or Minnesota Honors. Later on Valley News Live, details on a major recall involving at-home COVID-19 test kits.
And wintry weather has been striking much of northern portions of Minnesota throughout the day. This is the Lake Itasca area. Grassy areas covered. Roads are tricky in some spots, as a matter of fact. This snow band heading toward the FM area and beyond. Wind increases as well. Your forecast and it's Weather Kid Night. All of that straight ahead.